Assalamu alaikum. Today I will be talking about the accessory digestive organ. The accessory digestive organ are an organs that help with digestion but not part of the digestive tract. And the accessory digestive organs are the tongue, salivary gland, liver, gallbladder, and finally the pancreas. First, we start with the tongue. The tongue is a muscular organ in the mouth. Most vertebrae use the tongue for mastication and swallowing. Also, it has importance in the digestive system and in the primary organ of taste. The tongue is a muscular organ in the mouth and it's covered with moist pink tissue called mucosa and tiny bumps called the papillae. The papillae give the tongue the rough texture, and these papillae contain thousands of taste buds cover the surface of the papillae. And we have three main types of papillae. First, the folate papillae and the fungiform papillae and the filiform papillae. And also the tongue separated from the middle by the medial sulcus of the tongue. The second accessory organs are the salivary glands. We can define the salivary glands as exocrine gland that produce saliva through a system of ducts. That means this gland secrete their production or their production by a duct. And humans have three pairs of salivary glands. The first pair is parotid, submandibular, and sublingual. First, we start with the parotid glands, which are the major salivary glands. And parotid is the largest one. Is the largest one. And this gland secrete saliva to the oral cavity. And this saliva facilitated the mastication and swallowing. Also, it secretes amylase which digest starch. This gland located anterior to the temporal bone under the ear. Here is the temporal bone. And also, it produces nearly 20% of the saliva that secreted in the oral cavity. The second one is the submandibular gland. This is one to the left and the other to the right. So they are paired. And we must know that this salivary gland or secrete saliva, which can be classified as or either serous or mucus or seromucus, mixture of mucus and serous. The submandibular gland located beneath the lower jaw. And their secretion is mixture of serous fluid and mucus. And also we see here that these glands have a duct, so they are exocrine. Gland, and they secrete approximately 65 to 70% of the saliva that enter the oral cavity. This gland, we can palpate it from the neck. They are two finger over the thyroid cartilage of the larynx. We can palpate it here by our finger. The sublingual glands, these are also pairs, one to the left and other to the right, are also major salivary gland, located inferior to the tongue. Here is the tongue, so it's inferior to the tongue and interior to the submandibular gland. And their reproduction is mainly mucus, and nearly 5% of the saliva entering the oral cavity, which come from all these glands. The next organ or next accessory organ is the liver. This is the liver, and the liver located in the upper right hand portion of the abdominal cavity, beneath the diaphragm and on top of stomach and right kidney as well as intestines, and it have cone shape and have dark reddish brown color and weighted nearly 1 kilo and 300 gram, and have many important function. Like production of bile, production of certain protein for blood plasma, production of cholesterol, processing hemoglobin for use of its iron content, and conversion of poisons to urea, especially ammonia, and clearing the blood from drug and other poison substance, as well as regulation of blood clotting. And anatomically, it have 4 lobe. This is the bigger one, the right lobe, and this is the left lobe, and in the anterior part, this is, which look like a tail, we call it the quadrate lobe, and this is the square lobe, we call it quadrate lobe. This is quadrate lobe and this is quadrate lobe. And here in the liver, here we match, this is a green sac, this is the gallbladder, or this is the gallbladder. And this green sac, which we call gallbladder, look like pear in shape and have a fundus. This is a fundus. This is, which store the bile, and this is the largest part is the body, and here we have the neck of gall bladder, which continues with the cystic duct. This is duct, and then with the common hepatic duct, it secrete production in the duodenum, the first part of the intestine. And in the same slide we match here, this is the pink lobulated gland. We call it the pancreas. And the pancreas located in the fold of the duodenum. This is the fold of the duodenum, and this gland act as endocrine gland as well as exocrine gland, that it secrete hormone as well as enzyme. The main hormones which secreted by this gland directly to the blood is insulin, glucagon, which regulate blood glucose, and somatostatin as well as pancreatic polypeptide. And also it secrete exocrine, enzymes, which are secreted directly by duct with the bile duct in the duodenum to complete digestion. And the main enzymes that are secreted by the pancreas are lipase, which degrade or split or break the fatty acid, and the protein, which split polypeptides and protein, and amylase, which break down or split carbohydrate, and nuclease, which split the in nucleic acid. This is all for the accessory gland of the digestive system. Thank you.